You're listening to the Shady Designs Podcast, the show where you'll discover all the inside tips and stories behind Australia's favorite artists, designers, and experts. Now here's your host, Arif Imran.
Hi and welcome back to the Shady Designs Podcast. I'm here with master craftsperson David Edmonds, who famously did collaborations with Indigenous communities in Uluru for the Sydney Olympics Arts Program and published in numerous publications, including Delicious Magazine, Vogue and Marie Claire, to name a few. David, thanks for joining us. And what I really like about your opinions on what a designer is, what an artist is, and what a decorator is, can you tell us a bit about what, as an educator, what that all means to you, really?
Okay, Riff, I have been asked this question before, and I did a great... I thought this was a really good answer. The potters think I'm a designer, and the designers think I'm a potter, and the artists don't even go there. And what I realised after a number of years is that I actually don't care what I'm called, and it actually doesn't really matter. People will sort of project their own needs on what they think you do, and that's okay too, because I think my work fits a number of different fields. The important thing is what I feel about it, and it never bothers me. I call myself a potter because 40 years ago when I bought my wheel and I started pottery, that there's a sort of intrinsic value in that, and I like the craft, the technical, the craft, the hands-on skill side of what I do.
How long do you reckon it takes to master something?
I quote Malcolm Gladwell now from The Outsiders, that 10,000 hour principle. I really understand that. You've got to almost be at it for a really long time passionately to say something new about it. It's the sort of the Japanese Oriental side of spontaneity, not the Western civilization one, where you do something 1,000 times, and when you do it 1,001, it's a spontaneous action.
It's muscle memory.
I like that concept, that idea.
So you've taught a lot of students over your time, and at the moment you're sharing some time and dedicating some time with a Malaysian gentleman.
Yes, he works for me, but I sponsor guys from Malaysia, PhD student in ceramics, and again he's writing, so he comes and does hands-on with me, and it's that really lovely balance between your head and your heart and your hands.
And so that's basically what you're trying to teach your students to figure out?
I think the important thing is to do it, to actually do it. You can... A lot of art practice, when I worked at the art school, a lot of conceptual philosophy, a lot of thinking, and not much doing, which is fantastic. But I'm a maker and a doer, and you either are or you're not, I think.
So in making, you've obviously had a lot of experience in making.
Well, I find my brain works much better when my hands are busy, when I am making and drawing in the clay, as I say. Even when I'm making orders for people to pay the rent and run a business, I find that my headspace in doing that, very repetitive work, because I've been making this product for 14 years, and I find that sense of sort of contentment and freedom when my hands are busy. Rather than just sitting down and dreaming, I find my mind is open much more when my hands are busy.
So if you've had some great successes, we'd like to share an epic fail that you've had. Something that you've learnt from, and you're going to say proudly, look, this happened.
And I am going to say exactly that, because I started this business from a disaster in a way, but it wasn't. It's turned out to be one of the worst things that's ever happened, and probably one of the best motivational points in my life. What it really did is made me realise what I really wanted to do, and I wanted to give this a shot. And 13, 14 years later, we're still at it.
What happened?
It was a business relationship where I thought was one thing, but turned out to be something completely different.
Yeah. So what's the lesson, you reckon?
Don't trust anybody ever again. No, that's not true. You have to. You have to in this business. You have to get over that feeling, because I felt like such a fool. I had to wear it and take responsibility for it.
But a good thing
was I lied to, or was I so self-delusional about a relationship? So, it's just you learn from those major mistakes, and it was the best thing that ever happened, really.
Yeah. So what are the things that you reckon makes your product, your service so popular? And I reckon you go out of your way to be hidden away, and it's a secret. So why are people hunting you, basically?
I worked for a couple of other companies and did some research over the years, and I was looking from a design point of view, and I say this to my students when I talk to them, is that when you do your research and look what's out there, look what's not there. Mm-hmm. Don't look what's there, look what's not there. Don't make something that's fashionable. Yeah. I think my work tries to transcend the fashionable side of this market that I make for. So you do your own thing. The artist in me says, have the confidence and the ego to do your own thing.
Yeah.
It takes a number of years to get your skills up, working with other people, working for other people, making work that you really like, but presenting something else, having a distillation of time to bring something else to the fore that you can put your name on. I wanted something I write a signature on.
Yes.
Even though I'm making plates, people love the fact that I have a signature range, my name is on it, they become something else. So even though I want to make a functional item that's beautiful, it has to not necessarily always just be functional. It has to look beautiful and become a beautiful object. And people sell me as a local artist, people sell me as a designer, people sell me as a potter. I'm really lucky to have quality clients that have all different ideas and the work fits all their different situations.
So who are these for, and how can people get them?
Look, I'm in very, very exclusive outlets around Australia. We do a bit of export, and we're working on that more and more.
Excellent.
The website's much easier to just Google and find me, and they can be referred from my website.
Inspiring conversation. Thank you so much. Cheers, David.
Bye.